Welcome back to Action Figure Obsession, and we are in the mini art gallery outside the toy room here. Uh, there's a video showing off the various artworks that are hanging up here, and I think I probably went over this quickly. This is just sort of an improvised storage space, trying to both display and store some stuff that there's just no room for in the toy room at the moment. We have our Hulk Q-Fig. I don't know how well that's going to come up. That's like kind of like a Funko Pop kind of thing. It's just a little vinyl figure. I don't even know how I ended up with that. Maybe like $5 extra credit in a trade one time. A lot of wolves, you'll notice, because a lot of the Snake Eyes figures that I've collected, I have about 40 or so of them, and many of them come with wolves. So lots of timber. There's a, what is he called? Not a warthog, wild boar. I don't know what the hell he is. He's from G.I. Joe Classified anyway. All these wolves are, as is the alligator. Got the owl bear with his cheeseburger. Put the basketball guys back. They're kind of just suspended in midair on their stands. I didn't really do anything fancy. Just wanted to get them off the work table. And then we have the only 3D printed thing that I own, I think. A small bust of President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, America's greatest president. Not a perfect president and not a perfect human being, but good enough to have a bust of him within easy sight. A couple of Simpsons guys, Krusty the Clown and Radioactive Man. Some of my most cherished books, by the way, are also here, because I have repurposed most of my bookcases, to hold toys. Pineapple, the international symbol of hospitality, needless to say. Mario and Luigi down there. Got them when they were on clearance. Wanted the plunger and the flashlight, but ended up liking them. They're actually pretty nice figures. The most interesting thing about them is that the way the eyes are designed, they seem to follow you as you turn them. I don't know if that's coming up on camera or not, but it's the eyes on these guys are pretty fascinating, and they're pretty neat little figures. I think those were from the most recent animated film or something. Got a Rubik's Cube, sort of my international symbol of, toys. And, of course, my Enid Coleslaw high fashion doll from Ghost World. As I mentioned in another previous video, I was lucky enough to actually know the woman whose name was Enid. Her last name wasn't Coleslaw, but the woman who inspired Dan Clowes to create the character of Enid when he went to college with her. Art school, I should say. And she was, she too had the soul of an artist, and she was one of the most fascinating people I ever met in my life. Sadly, she died last year, but it was an honor to know Enid, and Ghost World, even before I met her, was one of my favorite comics, one of my favorite movies, and it was so strange when I met this woman, and she happened to mention in passing that she went to art school with Dan Clowes, and we were off to the races with that conversation. She was quite a lady. She really was, Enid. And I have this. This was kind of fun. I had one of these. I don't know how I ended up with this sort of photo cube thing that you're supposed to put, pictures of normal things in, like your family. But there was I had a big fat previews magazine, the catalog that Diamond used to publish with previews of upcoming comics, and they always had a lot of artwork. So I took the photo cube and I took that big fat issue of previews, and I cut up a bunch of different pictures. I'll see if I can make this work. A bunch of different pictures of some of my favorite characters from Marvel Comics. There's good old Cap right there. Who else? Cable. Time traveler with an evil twin and a metal arm. How could I not love him? How could I not love him? Let's see. There's no just turning this and it still makes sense. I gotta adjust it. Little Thor action for you going on there. Have I missed anybody else? Oh, Fantastic Four. Alex Ross, Fantastic Four artwork. And is there one with Iron Man? Oh, there he is. Okay. And Iron Man. And I guess that was that Avengers run with Ghost Rider and Conan the Barbarian and stuff. Not sure what that was from. But anyway, yeah, I think that's everybody. Thor, Fantastic Four. Oops. The cube's starting to come apart. Spidey, I don't know. It's nothing, right? But I don't know. These are, as I say, some of my favorite characters, and I like having it around. My own little, it's not a cosmic cube, I guess it's a comics cube, which is just cosmic cube with some of the letters changed around. And of course, the my most problematic Hulk, standing guard here, the Hasbro War Hulk from, I think, I don't know, 2010, 2012, 2011. It was one of the first Hasbro Hulks, or 6-inch scale Hasbro Hulks, and it's not great, and it's missing his helmet. Got him for, I think, $10 at a vintage toy store that doesn't exist anymore. And, you know, he fits in with the rest of this. It's like the island of misfit toys, right? There's no real place for these in the toy room, no display space, but I can't bear to get rid of them. And at some point, I may need some wolves for a diorama or something, or an alligator. You never know. That'll do it for this very brief action figure obsession. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video if you like, and I'll see you on the next action figure obsession.